fixed the mic problem to wear the headphones now, so
Hey guys, this is our final state championship preview here on Ballin in the Boot. It's the Division Four Select State Championship game. I'm joined by Alex Allison, Daryl Belker of Gridiron Football. Make sure to check out their work at gridironfootballusa.com. Myself, Alex, and Daryl will be covering the state championship games for Gridiron Football throughout the week. But this will be the one game I won't be at because Andy Bryson had to get me to go to a meeting, a business meeting for the bowl game. So, Alex will give you all the updates from this first game for Gridiron Football for this first matchup. It's the first matchup of what should be a great 3 days full of great football. But let's go talk about Division Four Select, the state championship game. Vermilion Catholic, the number one seed, just rolled their way to the Superdome with pretty much with ease. I mean, they pretty much dominate everybody that they played in the playoffs. Now they shut out a really good athletic Kentwood football team, 33-0. And also, congratulations to John D'Artes, knowing all of the great football players that have gone through the state of Louisiana and the great athletes that have gone through the state. It's John D'Artes that will be on top of the record books for most touchdowns by one player in Louisiana high school football history. 175. A round of applause for Jonathan D'Artes. And he has a chance to add to his legend with a state championship win. If he can do that, he will do it against the team he lost to as a sophomore. That's Ouachita Christian. Ouachita Christian able to get a 24-22 win over Ascension Catholic. Ascension Catholic did a great job of responding without playing their star running back, Chad Elzy, who did not play in the game against Ouachita Christian. But you gotta give credit to Ouachita Christian. They still won the football game. Ascension Catholic still a great football team without Chad Elzy. I know that will definitely help to have Elzy in the backfield, no doubt about it. But Ouachita Christian won the game. They'll advance to the state championship game. Even once again, you can't count out Ouachita Christian. They'll have another chance to play in the state championship. They got a late touchdown from Luke Verdreen to get them to the state championship. So now it will be number one Vermilion Catholic against a number 11 seed. But like Cecilia, pay no attention to the seeding. This is still a great football team in Ouachita Christian. This is a rematch of the state championship 2 years ago, won by Ouachita Christian. And we'll start with you first. Will Jonathan D'Artes end his prolific high school career with revenge and finally a state championship over Ouachita Christian?
Damn, Alex, are you like researching the JFK assassination over there? Because you're that man. Jesus Christ. I'm down, but in all seriousness, though. But I was feeling pretty fun. I was like, damn, I can barely hear Jason with all the typing. It's like shit. But anyway, yeah, this game is good. This is what I predicted. I predicted the Ouachita Christian to play against Vermilion Catholic in the Dome. What a way to kick off the first game of the day with these two great programs. Of course, Vermilion Catholic's looking for their first state title since 2013, which I believe, in fact, is actually their first and only state championship. I'm going to double check that as well to make sure I got that right. But Jace, they're going against a Ouachita Christian team that, despite they've lost a lot of players from the year before, and relatively they're an inexperienced team. I know this because I talked to Coach Fishy before the season. He still thought they're going to be a chance to be a really good team because they're Ouachita Christian. I mean, their expectation is to compete for a state championship each and every single year. And the fact that as much talent as they lost, and the fact that they're able to make it back for the first time in 2 years is an incredible job, a incredible coaching job by Coach Fitzhugh. And actually, Vermilion Catholic has won 2 state championships, 2003 and 2013. But yeah, going back to Ouachita Christian, this is probably the best coaching job he's probably done. in a little while because of the lack of experience that his team has now. He does return a quarterback like Luke Avadrine. But I mean, other than that, most of the guys that are starting for them are not returning starters. So it's a wonderful coaching job by Coach Fitzhugh. But I think they were going to fall short to Vermilion Catholic. Vermilion Catholic to me is a team of destiny. And I know we say that about a lot of teams that make these deep runs. But the way they've played football year and week in and week out, they've beaten some of the better 1A and 2A schools. Matter of fact, they're the only team that gave Catholic New Iberia a loss, by the way.
Yeah.
Catholic New Iberia's only losses against Vermilion Catholic, the first game of the year. So, and then they also beat Riverside by 2 touchdowns. I mean, Vermilion Catholic's been on a tear, and John D'Artes, who is now the total career touchdowns leaders in the state of Louisiana, surpassing Juwan Johnson. I just think this is a team of destiny. I got the Screaming Eagles screaming their way for their 3rd state title in program history.
All right. So, Grant, rolling with the number 1 seed, Daryl. Now your turn to pick this football game. Now, you were a little nervous about Ouachita Christian, actually, after seeing them play against Catholic Point Capee earlier in the playoffs. Yep. And now Ouachita Christian, they just win. No matter how their team looks, they are a program, and they've shown that with Coach Stephen Fitzhugh. But are you going with you also seen Vermilion Catholic as well? So are you going with Jonathan D'Artes? I guess continuing the legend here.
Starting off with Ouachita Christian, I think they've had a really good run through the playoffs. I mean, I was at the Catholic Point Capee game, which, like you said, had me a little bit worried about their long term. But I mean, they've proven themselves. They proved themselves against Covenant Christian, and I actually took them last week over Ascension Catholic because of their win over Covenant Christian. And while I didn't know at the time that Chad Elsie wasn't going to play, which is a huge loss for Ascension Catholic. And I mean, you hate to see your season end like that because it's always going to be the idea of what if. And I mean, it was a kudos to the rest of their team because we talk a lot about Chad Elsie, but they lost the game by 2 points without their best player. So, I mean, big ups to them. They fought hard, but Ouachita Christian was able to pull it out in the end. But I'm going to have to roll with Jonathan D'Artes and Vermilion Catholic. I mean, he was actually one of the first players that I interviewed when I first started working with Gridiron. And we actually talked about the loss in the state championship as a sophomore against Ouachita Christian. And, I mean, he's as we said, he's broken all kinds of records. He's the total touchdown leader now in the state, probably has up there for like the most wins. They have 1 and 2 lost seasons or undefeated like it's nothing. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. But their performance last week against Kentwood, who had just put up 50 on Southern Lab, really just sealed it for me. I mean, like I was checking the scores after the Catholic and Carr game, and that was the last thing I was expecting to see. A victory, by a nice margin, but not a shutout 33-point victory. And that just kind of shows how good they are on offense, but also how good their defense can be. So, I mean, I think this is their game to lose, and this is the story that authors write. You know, I mean, he lost, like we said, he had such a storied career in Louisiana. He lost to them his sophomore year. Now he has a chance at revenge, and I think he gets it. So I'll be pulling for Vermilion Catholic, hoping to see him get his first ring and end his career off the right way.
All right, Alex. Now we've seen Vermilion Catholic. 2 go for Vermilion Catholic. You've seen Vermilion Catholic play. But this Ouachita Christian team, they know how to win state championships. They've been there, done that. How much of an advantage do you think that gives Ouachita Christian?
Not enough to make a difference. Put simply, I actually have less confidence in this game being close now than I would have going into last week. I thought Ascension Catholic was going to beat Ouachita Christian. Of course, I thought Chad Elsie was going to play. But I thought that if Elsie was going to play and Ouachita Christian wins, you're like, okay, I mean, this is a very good team that has the capacity to slow down one of these superheroes, right? Jonathan D'Artes. The fact that Ascension Catholic almost won the game, was leading in the fourth quarter. It was like 24-9 or 22-17, I think.
Yeah.
Late in the fourth quarter, Watchdog Christian gets a score in the fourth, and they end up winning the game. But like, this is a back and forth game without the best player on the field, and Ascension Catholic's a really good football team, but I'm a little worried this might be ugly. Actually, Vermilion Catholic, in one of the most loaded brackets, like deepest brackets of the entire state going into this. It's like, doesn't matter. Slaughtered everybody. a good St. Edmund team that just beat the crap out of St. Martin's Middle School, not close. A really good Kentwood team, not close. 33-0. I'm not convinced this will even be that competitive. It could be. Like, Watchdog Christian can win the game. They're a very good football team. All of that. Like, that's all true. But I think there are worlds where this isn't that close. And Jonathan D'Artes, who I'll go ahead and throw it out there, I think should have won Gatorade Football Player of the Year. Sorry, Harlan Berry, great player, but Jonathan D'Artes had the better season this season. And he had a unbelievable, deserving, broke the touchdown record, of course. One of the best careers we've seen in Louisiana high school football. Unbelievable, and he has the chance to end it in style, finally getting the one thing he's still waiting for, the one thing he still wants, the state championship. And it's an amazing team around him, which I think is sometimes gets lost in all the records and all that stuff. That this is a team that just shut out a really good Kentwood team. And the team is a juggernaut. I don't think they're going to slow down against Washington Christian. Washington Christian has the chance to win the game. They have the chance to make it a really good game. But I'll take Vermilion Catholic even by a decent margin here as well.
Well, I mean, I bet Jawan Johnson's thinking like, so much record. I had to leave LCA and go to LSU, and then my record for most touchdowns is snapped just in like less than a year. So I bet Jawan's thinking so much for like actually holding on to a record, right? But still, congratulations to Jonathan D'Artes. That's awesome. Anytime you can accomplish a feat like that with a state that's produced a lot of great players, in Louisiana high school football history, that is saying something. But yeah, I mean, Washita Christian is a team like we talk about Cecilia, like just ignore the seeding. I mean, this team can. I mean, their expectations go to the Superdome every single year, and they've really done that majority of the time with Coach Stephen Fitzhugh. And remember, this team lost in last year, which a lot of people thought that they would win the state championship and go and repeat because they had a lot of those guys from 2 years ago when they won state, and they thought that they lost the game. That they lost the game. It wasn't so much with Southern Lab winning it because of Dylan Day getting the interception, returning to the house in that semifinal game last year. But Vermilion Catholic is their time. I mean, like with Jonathan D'Artes, his senior year, like you said, breaking all those records. Vermilion Catholic has always been a team under Coach Brock Prejean. They've always been great. They've won a lot of football games in the regular season. They go around. This is usually around the quarterfinal, semifinal. This is like the hump they try to overcome. And now they've done that. They have a chance to go to the state championship again. I think the stars align for this team. Washita Christian basically playing with house money here. They've won a lot of state championships. This is a young football team. It's like, hey, we made the Superdome. Like, we have a chance to win again. Not as much pressure on them, but this is Vermilion Catholic. You have to win. You got Jonathan Cortez, got the senior class. You've been dominating all season long. You have a chance to be a special team. You can say the greatest Vermilion Catholic football. They've won 2 other state championships, but this could be the best team has ever gone through Vermilion Catholic through Abbeville. So there's a great opportunity here for Vermilion Catholic. I think they will win. I think the stars aligned a lot of storylines here. Vermilion Catholic and Washita Christian. I'm upset I won't be able to make it and I'll watch it. Maybe I get there in the nick of time, maybe to watch the last couple of minutes, depending on how the game goes. So we'll see. But I know Alex will do a good job of covering the game for y'all. Go down to footballusa.com. But it should be a good football game. Vermilion Catholic, Washita Christian. I'll probably be paying attention to the LHSA network stream on the way over there to the game. But should be a good one. And Vermilion Catholic has a chance to win their state championship. And we'll see Jonathan D'Artes get in his legendary high school career with a state championship, which I think he wants that for sure. More over to the record that he just broke. So we'll see. It'll be a great game. And guys, make sure to check out all of our content at gridironfootballusa.com. We'll give you complete coverage throughout all the state championship games, from the first one, which will be this one, for Million Catholic and Walsall Christian, to the last one. We'll let Grant speak as well, too. So, Grant, what you got?
Oh, yeah, and also make sure to check out all of the latest content at CrescentCitySports.com. Of course, we're going to be releasing all of our preview articles as well for the state championship games, and we also going to have our game articles as well. But also, Jace, I know you're traveling to the state championships, maybe some point in the middle of the game. We're going to be having halftime shows, and between the game shows, I guess you could say it's a pregame show. You're going to hear me a lot on both those shows on Thursday and Friday. So if you want to hear my beautiful voice, make sure to tune in on 106.1 The Ticket if you're in New Orleans. And if you're outside the state, make sure you can go to CrescentCitySports.com. And if you're traveling to the games or whatever, you can listen to the games live on CrescentCitySports.com, as well as some pregame shows and halftime shows, which I will be on. Maybe you might hear Jace. Maybe we might bring him on for a little segment.
That'll be awesome for sure.
Maybe. So make sure you check that out if you're traveling and or if you're at the game and you want to hear what's going on, because there's some dads like that who have those little like cassette tapes or those.
Oh yeah, they'll have
like what's going on? What are they saying? What are they saying? Yeah, we were like locked in. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you're like that type of dad, make sure to go to CrescentCitySports.com.
There you go, Grant. I appreciate it, and appreciate all the coverage, guys. We'll get tons of it, whether it's Crescent City Sports or GridironFootballUSA.com. We have a lot of prep classic coverage in the Superdome. Should be a fun 3 days, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to go to GridironFootballUSA.com, and you can not only watch this one, we got our 7 other ones that we've recapped as well, or I guess previewed for the state championship game. So we'll see y'all, and we'll talk next week as well. We'll recap all these state championship games and put a dagger in the road to the Superdome. So we'll see y'all at the Dome.